What's up, everyone? So this is gonna be my spoiler review. So spoiler warning, spoiler review for Deadpool and Wolverine. Um, I just saw it last night. My first reactions coming out of the theater. It was probably the best movie I've seen this year, and there were there was a lot of things to be hype about. The beginning of the movie, it opens with he visits Wolverine's grave from Logan to see if he's still alive. And then when he figures out he's not alive, it's just his adamantium skeleton. And then the TVA comes and says he's under arrest. And he says he's not going to use his weapons to kill them and uses Wolverine's adamantium skeleton as weapons. And the whole opening is to Bye 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 by NSYNC. Really, really good scene. Probably my favorite scene of the movie almost. And then the cameos was Channing Tatum's Gambit, mm, Jennifer Garner Elektra, Wesley Snipes Blade, Chris Evans was in there as Johnny Storm, and that was really funny also. He got his skin ripped off because of Deadpool by Cassandra Nova. And then there were the Deadpool Corps were actually the bad guys. I was not expecting that. Oh, other cameos that showed a Wolverine. Most of the other Wolverine cameos were played by Hugh Jackman. There was a Wolverine that was very short, comic accurate Wolverine, played by Hugh Jackman still. And then the patch Wolverine was also just Hugh Jackman. And then one I was not expecting was the Henry Cavill Wolverine, because I did not hear any leaks or anything about Henry Cavill being in the movie. Um, who else was there? I think that was pretty much all the Wolverines. But yeah, Blake Lively was obviously Lady Deadpool. Uh, they had Kidpool in there, Cowboy Deadpool. There was a baby Deadpool, and then Dogpool, obviously, and then the one that everyone thought was gonna be a samurai Deadpool. He turned out to be like a nice pool or something was what they called him, and he was the owner of Dogpool, and Deadpool, like our Deadpool, like got him killed because he wanted Dogpool so bad. And that scene was really funny. All the Deadpool Corps was just shooting, unloading all their like guns, and Deadpool just uses the other Deadpool as nice. He uses Nice Pool as a shield, and he's just sitting there, letting him be shot up for no reason, and he's just telling him, "You're gonna live. Say it. You're gonna live." And then, because he thought he could regenerate, because Deadpool can regenerate and stuff. So, and then none of the Deadpool Corps want to shoot Dogpool, and Wolverine's holding Dogpool, and he just walks across, no problem with not out getting shot. It's hilarious. And then, yeah, that's another favorite part I had. And then the end of the movie, there were cameos I was expecting that didn't happen. I thought there was going to be more original X-Men characters from like the Fox X-Men, like James Marsden or like Halle Berry Storm, something like that. He did mention Jean and all them, and then oh yeah, Daphne Keene was obviously showed her in the trailer. She was obviously back, and I thought they were going to be hopping into different universes, but it was mainly just the Void. And I thought the scene they showed in the trailers with X-23 was going to be like just in her universe. I didn't realize she was on the Void, and that's another thing I'm curious. There's some questions I'm left with it after the movie. Um, I'm curious if like the cameos of the people are from like their original movie universes. Like, was Elektra from the Daredevil universe from that original movie and her Elektra movie, and then was Wesley Snipes from his universe of the Blade movies, or were there variants? I'd be curious to know about that. Oh, another thing, the only like some of the X-Men cameo, like not X-Men, but like mutant cameos that we had seen from the trailers were not actually played by like the actors that played them in their original movies. Pyro was the same actor that played him in X-Men 2 and X-Men 3. Azazel was not the same actor that played him in First Class. And then I think her name's Lady Deathstrike or something like that. The one that had in X2 that had the adamantium claws coming out of her fingertips. And then, yeah, she was not the same actress. I'm not sure if Sabretooth was Tyler Mane or not. That shit was funny too because he and Wolverine just charged each other and he instantly sliced Sabretooth's head off like immediately and it was hilarious. And then Deadpool picked up Sabretooth's head and started doing he was doing a Mad Max impression. It was hilarious. And then yeah, so I don't know if they were from their original universes or if they were variants. Channing Tatum Gambit was awesome to see because we've never seen. I mean, we saw live action Gambit in X Men Origins Wolverine, but this was a way more comic accurate Gambit, and it was pretty cool. Like, yeah, it was pretty sick. And yeah, I might do like a full breakdown. This is more just a review, so I'm going out of order. But um, trying to think. I was gonna do the breakdown, not the breakdown, but this review last night when it was fresh in my head, but I couldn't get around to it. So I have to think about the movie a little bit. I want to go see it again, but let me think. Oh yeah, the whole thing with Paradox. The reason why it's the same TVA after the events of Logan season 2, and the reason why gonna he's gonna prune Deadpool's universe because he's basically just going rogue and wants TVA to stay the same as it was. They don't know, like the head ups on the TVA don't know. It's a Hunter B whatever from Loki season 2. I forgot her name, but she is like in charge basically, and she doesn't know what Paradox is doing. And Deadpool is recruited because he has a future plan in the MCU, and they show him with like Thor and Thor crying over him, and Deadpool looks like he's about to die or something. His mask is torn in half, and so that hints at some kind of future thing with Deadpool. And then, so yeah, they say he has a future purpose, so they invite him to the MCU, but he don't want to let his world go. So that's what sets him to go try to find that Wolverine, where it's the scene played with the NSYNC song and everything, and he finds the original Wolverine, like we saw in the trailers, in the bar. Not the original, but like the one he in the movie, in a bar and stuff. And he's already wearing the yellow and blue suit under his clothes. And so he takes him to the TVA, and that's when Paradox tells him that's the worst Wolverine because of what he did. And you find out what happened. What he did was he, I guess, was getting drunk at a bar when he just says it was humans came and killed like all the X-Men and all the kids and stuff at the school. And then he went on like a rampage and killed a bunch like bad people and innocent people and like made people hate the X-Men and all that. And he's like starts he keeps the suit on because he says it didn't say Jean in the trailers, but he says Scott, Jean, Beast, and Storm all wanted to wear it, and he couldn't have them thinking he wanted to be there. And so yeah, that's why he wears a suit throughout the movie. And something I forgot while I was sitting there watching it until he did it, he puts on the mask towards the end of the movie, and I flipped out. I wish the theater I had here, like people got hype, but people don't get hype like that, and it's kind of embarrassing if you're the only one. But I would have been screaming if other people were. But he also does get his shirt ripped off because I think there was a joke in the movie, like Deadpool implies that maybe Hugh Jackman hasn't been working out. But I think this is probably the most buff he probably has been in any of them. Before that, it was probably the Wolverine from like, I think it was like 2013, 2014, something like that when that came out. But yeah, and then it ends with Cassandra Nova like lets them go back to the like X-Men universe, he doesn't actually end up in the MCU. What happens is there's like a prune thing that Paradox is making. Cassandra Nova figures out Paradox was behind um Pyro trying to kill her. That's something I left out. Pyro, he like uses some kind of device to call Pyro in the void and tells him to kill her and he'll get him out of the void. And they come Gambit, Elektra, Blade, Laura, Wolverine, and Deadpool come up with a plan to get Juggernaut's helmet and put it on Cassandra Nova's head to stop her powers. Because apparently they said that Magneto's dead and the one that was in the void. They didn't say which one. And then they said that Daredevil's dead. They didn't say if it was Ben Affleck or not. But Jennifer Garner made a joke like it's okay because obviously her and Ben Affleck were married and got divorced and stuff. And then so yeah, they have to use the You see Juggernaut from X-Men: The Last Stand, but it's not Vinnie Jones. It's another cameo that's not the same actor. And then so they get her down, and then Pyro shoots her when her powers aren't activated, and she's gonna die. So Deadpool and Wolverine take her helmet off. Like Wolverine goes on a speech like basically that Charles wouldn't want him to kill her because she's Charles' twin sister from like if you know the comics, you know who Cassandra Nova is. Um, so yeah, they take the helmet off, and she agrees not to kill them, and she gives them a sling ring that has a time stone and a reality stone on it, and she opens a portal for them to go back to the X-Men universe. And then yeah, so she figures out from Pyro that Paradox was behind him shooting her. So she decides to use Pyro's machine. She reads his mind or whatever. Not Pyro, but Paradox's machine. His pruning machine. And she's gonna just prune every universe or something is what she says. So Deadpool it ends with Deadpool and Wolverine trying to stop her at the TVA. And they're successful. And she gets like obliterated. But it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't end with him going into the MCU or the timelines merging. What happens is Deadpool gets the TVA to agree to like bring back some of the uh, members, like some of the characters that were the cameos in the Void. I don't know who all got brought back, but it does show Laura alive, and obviously Wolverine's back. He's in the like X-Men universe again, which they're calling Earth 1008 or something like that, I think. And obviously the MCU's 616. He yeah, it shows them all eating at a dinner table together, and Laura's there and Wolverine's there and then Shatterstar and all them's there and Vanessa and Vanessa, and it's implied Vanessa and Deadpool are going to get back together also cuz they're not together at the beginning of the movie because I guess she left him because I guess he kind of pushed her away is what that shows a scene like with more context of why they broke up. He he took it as there's a scene early in the movie where he tries to go and get himself recruited to the Avengers, and I don't remember if that was on 616 or supposed to be the Avengers in his timeline, but it was he did it in 2018, so it would have been like yeah in that time period before I think it was before Infinity War and all that. But anyway, he gets rejected by Happy Hogan, and I guess that's why he says that's why Vanessa left him or something like that. But I don't think that's really why she left him. It was he basically pushes her away, and yeah, so it ends with them getting back together, and then the post credit scene throughout the movie. So the way that uh, Human Torch Johnny Storm, played by Chris Evans, got killed. There was a scene where they were all captured and they were riding together to Cassandra Nova's compound. That's the giant Ant-Man that's dead, and he's basically telling them about Cassandra Nova, and then the scene cuts off. And later on, when they're captured, Deadpool is telling Cassandra Nova all this stuff that Johnny Storm was saying. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was a bunch of shit talking. And then Cassandra Nova rips Johnny Storm's skin off and he just falls into a pile of bones and flesh and stuff. And Wolverine's funny because he's like, "You dumbass, you got him killed." Like he actually like gets bothered when Deadpool like gets people killed or something. And then so the post credit scene is Deadpool saying, "Everyone keeps saying that I got Johnny killed," because there's like the running joke throughout the movie that he got Johnny killed. Uh, so he makes it like play back a tape where Johnny actually says all the stuff that he said about Cassandra Nova. So it proves that Deadpool didn't actually get him killed. I mean, he didn't have to tell Cassandra Nova he said all that stuff, but still. So I guess he kind of did get him killed. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much going to be my review of it. It was my favorite Deadpool movie. It was my favorite movie of this year. I'm not going to say it's not save the MCU, like the MCU is not like back blah 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 like it's going to be marketed as. Marvel is going to have to come out with like a couple more things that are good in everybody's eyes and like blow up. Like next I think we got Agatha All Along and then Captain America Brave New World. A lot of people don't think Agatha is going to be good. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be kind of like a horror thing, like a where not exactly like Werewolf by Night. I don't think it's going to be black and white. I've seen the trailer, all that. I think it's just gonna. The trailer looked like it's gonna be kind of scary, so that's what I'm hoping for with that. And then I'm excited for Brave New World, but like still skeptical. So we'll see with that also. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say on it. I would definitely try to go see this in a theater. It's really, really, really a fun movie to see. Don't bring your kids. Um, yeah, that's all I got to say about it. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this review. It would really help the channel out, and I'll see you in the next video.